Hello and welcome to my channel, and today I'm doing another kitting up for you. So this is, well, let me show you. It is from Diamond Art Club and it is a Yuumei Art, and it's this one. It's a gorgeous one. I've had this for a while. It's Petals Fall, and it is, what is it, a 102 cm by 51 cm. So it's not very deep, but it's very long, and yeah, it's so pretty. And this is in my 26 for 26 challenge. So yeah, we're going to tick off another one of them. It's 42 colours. So what I'm going to be kitting it up in is I'm going to be using my ArtDot case. So this is the 60 one that I have. So there should be pots to spare. Got all my washi tape on it ready. And yeah, so let's just get cracking straight away. I will put that there. Do you know what I should have done? Let me just do it very quickly. I am going to cut up all the little bags so that I'm not wrestling with them on camera. The magic of editing. Right, I'm back. They're all in a pile. Only colours to note, I had 10 bags of 3865 and 3 bags of the AB. So that's quite nice. But yeah, I forgot. I was going to cut my new system. Listen to me. My new system was supposed to be, when kitting up, just to like save a bit of the wrestling match on camera, is to cut up the bags, which I forgot, and put the labels on the jar, which I also forgot. So we're going to do that now. We'll do that first, because what happens is, if you've been around for a while, you'll know that I'll take the pour the drills into the pot and throw away the bag, and then I'll be like, oh, I didn't put the sticker on. And of course, being Diamond Art Club, I mean, I mix things up anyway at the best of times, but being Diamond Art Club, they put their stuff in weight order, not in DMC order. So it's just like, oh, now I've got to figure out what I've just put in the jar. So this is why we are starting to put labels on before we even start. And there's still potential there for me to mess it up, but there's less potential. Except, of course, I forgot that I was going to do that. So this kit has, let's put me a bit more central. This kit has 42 colours, so should fit nicely into this 60 case. It's got a little pouch in the top for the spare bags. Did I just take one off? There it is. It still stayed behind. So I should have enough spare drills for the big bags to go for a second pot, and then all the rest of the drills can just sit in the bag, because being such a in the bag, you know, in the pocket of the storage bag, case, whatever. Where was I going with that? Oh yeah, because this is going to be in here for a while. It's a big canvas, and it is going to be in here for a while. Sorry, that was a very loud motorbike going past. I don't know if the mic picked it up. My mic is better than it used to be. Picks up less background noise, but sometimes if it's really loud, and that was really loud, then you might have heard a motorbike. And I live in London, and I live on a through route, especially during the day. Evenings, not so bad. It's a lot quieter in the evenings, but in the daytimes, stuff goes past, including potentially the emergency services with their sirens going, because I also live in a junction, so even if they're like travelling relatively silently, they have to turn on their siren for the junction and the school, because I live opposite the school. But you won't hear no chance of the noisy kids today, because they're on school holidays for the summer. They've been on holiday for a couple of weeks now. They go on, kids in the UK, they go on their summer holidays later, I think, than the US kids. Break up a lot earlier, but they stay out. They won't go back till like the first week of September, which I think in the States you tend to go back in August, don't you? So yeah, so hello, how are you all? I hope you are well. I hope if things are not going well for you at the moment, because life can be in, you know, pain in the backside. And I hope it gets better for you again soon. And I hope this little video and my my chaos and general messing up in this, totally a word, uh, distracts you and amuses you enough to give you just that little bit break from whatever is going on in real life. Right, 41 and 42. I'm hoping I do have, I'll show you in a sec. Well, not in a sec. Let's just put this to one side because I'll probably need some of these blank labels. Even though they've got numbers on. I don't know why they put numbers on a whole lot. Let's put them there. I'm right-handed. Let's gear up to being right-handed. Right. Got my tumble dryer sheet, of which I will no doubt make a mess of, because I nearly always do. I have my tray, because I also make a mess on my tray. Let's just run the tumble dryer sheet through the tray. And I've got my pen for if I need a second pot. I don't need the scissors anymore. I nearly cut my hand. You know how you hold like the chain was just like through here, and I went and caught my finger, and it's really lucky. You can't see it now. It did leave a mark, but they're quite old scissors now, thankfully, because if that had done that when they was new, that would have been a hot mess. Right, so 3810. We're just going to grab the pot. Do you know what? That one can go. I'm going to do on top of that. Oh, I do need scissors. Of course I need scissors. I need to get in the bag. I am losing the plot. I'm going to see how much static we got, because it might not be too bad. Oops, but I might just miss the pot instead. Should have just done that. Here we go. Here we go with the chaos. Right, let's just leave that, move that. There's only a few drills in there. Sometimes when the less drills there are, the more of a pain in the backside they are for misbehaving. Right, so I'm going to put that, let's put that there. Put the rubbish over there. Right, next one, 814. Yeah, sometimes the less drills there are, the more of a pain they are, because like when there's a lot of drills, like momentum, it's like thing, isn't it, with water. There's a term for it. I can't remember what the name is. But like if you have droplets of water, like if you have droplets, you're kidding me. If you have droplets of water and like they join together and they'll trickle, they attract each other, and it gives them momentum. And it's like that with drills, I think. Like when there's not many drills. 3041. 3041. I have to be careful sometimes with numbers. I don't know why I'm shaking the pot. There's nothing in there. I have to be careful with numbers. I'm not dyslexic, but sometimes you're reading these numbers all the time, like random numbers, as opposed to like the 1, 2, 3, 4. You know, they're not consecutive numbers, and I get a little bit sort of number dyslexia. So it'd be like instead of 3041, I'll be 3014, and stuff like that. So sometimes I have to like just take a pause and double check myself. But yeah, really inside. So after I've done this, hopefully this pots, I've got my, there's no static. Please stay like that the whole time. I've got my Forever Young. I bought that big set of fairy dust drills, fake fairy dust. What do they call them? Sugar dust, I think. And they're really nice quality drills. I really liked them. I used them 758. I used them when I did my. I did it again. I did it when I did my reindeer, my Christmas kit. I added a bunch of dust drills to that, and they're really nice quality drills. I keep meaning to try out like Forever Young's trays and maybe get some more of their special drills, because I was really impressed, and they was a good price. I mean, they was quite expensive because I bought, that came from there, because I bought a set of what are they 24. So you know, and they're quite big bottles. I will show them in a minute. Now, which one did I do? 814. That was it. So you know, obviously, there's a bit of a chunk of cash there because you're just buying so many. But like when it was the price per pot, the breakdown, it was just like such good value. Right, 130. So they are ABs, Where's that going to be? I'm sure I've looked it up. Where's yellow on there? Wow, that's going to be a bit of a surprise. I do not know where there must be some flowers somewhere and with like a little bit of a middle, because obviously there's very few of them. Right, I just need to turn the fan in a second as well, because I noticed again, like I'm on one of them. It's gonna be one of them days. I'm on one of those. It's not a proper tripod. One of these days I'm gonna have to invest in a proper tripod, but it's one of them bendy arm ones. I like, so they shake, and the wind from the fan is making. I can see it making the camera wobble. Hang on a second. Okay, let's see if that helps. It's a tricky one because I want the fan on me, but I don't want it over the camera. Because in shock news, do you know what? Even the Brits, we love talking about our weather. 3803, but even I am getting bored with talking about the weather because we are having another heat wave. Starts tomorrow, but it's like 25 degrees, so it's not like it's exactly cool at the moment. It's our fifth official heat wave of the year. But like it's kind of the sixth, because the only reason we had a kind of heat wave last week, but in London it has to be 775. I think it has to be 26 degrees or higher for 3 consecutive days, and we had higher. I think we had like 28 degrees, but it was only for 2 days, and then it dropped to like 25. But then the next day was back up to like 28. So it's not cooling down, even though technically we do leave heatwave status. It's not like it's like, oh, we're out of it and now it's really cool. We had like, I think 2 days last week where it was like low 20s. It was lovely. It was so nice. But yeah, it's hot. It's hot. We've had no rain. I don't think we've had any rain in like, I don't think we had any rain in July. If it did, it was just like a couple of spots. I showed a picture in my Discord. If you're not in the Discord, do come and check me out. There's a link in the description. Small, cozy, and you don't have to talk. You can lurk. I'm the worst promoter of my Discord community. But, it's okay. If you just want to come and listen to me talking to myself, then feel free. But, hopefully you will feel like coming in and talking and sharing your whips. Anyway, I digress. Wow. I'll just give up. Let's just whatever. I posted a picture last week when I walked through the park, and it was just a brown, barren wasteland. Anybody who's like, oh, it always rains in England, no, it's actually, that's never been totally true. Our reputation for bad weather in the UK is not that it's always bad. People think it is, and that's why we always talk about it, but it's not because it's always bad. It's because it's always changeable. We're like right on the what's the thingy called? The thingy, the Gulf Stream. Right, okay, words. So we're right on the UK is right on the Gulf Stream, like, and it just moves up and it moves down, and when it moves up, that's when we get all the heat waves. When it moves down, that's when we get the cold weather and the rainy weather and things like that. And because of that, it makes our weather very changeable. Usually, not the last few years. The last few years, it's just been heat wave after heat wave. 353. Fortunately, we have a little air conditioning unit, which I do not have on at the moment. I only have the fan. I think, what did I say what the weather was going to be today? 25, I think. 25 or 26. Do you know what? I don't know why I'm making such a mess. Probably I'm a bit out of practice of videoing. So I'm like it makes me a bit YOLO. When I'm out of practice, I haven't filmed for like a couple of weeks. I've not been really in the zone for like diamond painting or doing anything, or just generally being social. So I've not been around that much. But when I don't film, it's not that I forget about it, but I start to ramble more than usual. I always ramble. 3809. but it's like I get filled with sort of nervous energy when I come back. And I'm not nervous, but it feels like that. Do you know what I mean? When you're just like, just like, I mean, the same with sort of travel days and things like that. It's just like, it is energy, and it's positive energy, but it's also, it's just like, so I get a bit like, not slapdash, but yeah, I just, you know, I have to be careful when I have a drink. Have you ever done that when you've had a drink, like, and you've picked up the glass, say it's a glass of water, 3860, and like there's more water in the glass than you remembered being there, so you pick it up and you like tip up the glass really fast, thinking there's a bit at the bottom. I just like, just wash your face with water. I do that. I'm not ashamed to say that I do that, just because I'm in such a hurry, like mentally, I guess, that I don't look properly. I just go by memory, and as you know, my memory is not the best. So I'm like, oh, I remember that glass was nearly empty, but I also then forget that I refilled the glass because it was nearly empty. My God, I cannot be trusted with anything. Cannot be trusted. Right, 779. This is going very well though. I don't want to put the mockers on it, but the static situation, and it's all about the static. That's probably because you know what I was saying about there was no rain, like there's no humidity, and I think that's helping with the drills. I can never remember if it's, I know you blow in the bag to create moisture, helps it, but I don't know what causes static. I can't remember if it's lots of humidity. I think it is lots of humidity though, because isn't it 3865? Because that's part of what a thunderstorm is all about. It's like the static in the clouds, like they're all like rubbing up against each other, as you do, and like that causes the static, which that manifests as, you know, lightning. Oops, they hopped out a bit. I got a little bit in this one, probably because it's a bigger bag, so they can jiggle about a bit more. But we need a second pot for this. So it's that odd relationship, like the moisture helps get rid of the static, but 3865. But the humidity also helps create the static in the first place. Right, so I'm just going to take this. Sorry, I was off camera there. And we're just going to, I don't want to touch the ink yet because this does dry quite quickly, but not that quickly. So I just want to take that number off though, because it'll confuse me. I am very easily confused. Still smushing it, doesn't matter. Right, so no, put in there. So yeah, I haven't done. It's not that I've done no diamond painting. I haven't done very much. I finished my Elsa. Was that the last one? Yeah, I finished my Elsa square panel that I was working on. Poor Elsa, she was the one that suffered the most from me not being in the zone, because I'd hoped to finish the row. I don't know. I might, if I have time and inclination. When I put them scissors here. You never know. I was supposed to stop her at the end of July, but then I didn't work on her at all for like the last week. I think it was 317. So I might. We'll see how it goes. If I get my groove back, which I kind of feel I am. The trouble is, if you saw my last kitting up, which was, I think I did post that 2 weeks ago, and it was Bubblegum Girl. And I kitted that up thinking that it was going to get me into the mood again to do stuff, because I could feel myself flagging a little bit. And, you know, there's nothing like a kitting up to get you going. So I kitted it up and it's like, yeah, let's go. And I worked on that canvas and oh my God, the glue on that canvas. I hope it gets better, because otherwise I'm going to have to re-glue it. But it's not that it's, where it's sticky, it's great. It's really patchy. But it's also down in the bottom corner. So I'm hoping sometimes it's just like, you know, if you've ever seen them put glue on a diamond painting canvas, they kind of like almost squeegee it down. And yeah, I'm hoping just maybe they just didn't put it right down to the bottom. because the glue was horrid. And of course, I'd started the section and I didn't realise, so I was doing it, and then I found a little patchy bit. I was just like, oh, I just get, because I've got that little glue pen. I'll leave a link to that in the description. It's like a zig. I think I use it for paper crafts and stuff like that, but I use it for like just patching when there's just like a few, you know, a few drills missing. Do you know what? I'm gonna get a baggie, because there was quite a few, but no, I can't. I'm too lazy. Let's just get a pot. I was like, oh, shall I get a baggie and then I can save the pots and use the pots for something else? 128. But I've decided that I'm too lazy to leave the room. I'm here now. I'm in the zone. But I can't remember what I was talking about before I said that. Going somewhere. Oh yeah. So I filled in the couple of patches where there was just like maybe 10 or 12 drills that weren't sticking properly because there was no glue. I was like, all right, I'll just fix that. And then I went a bit further, and then there was another patch, and that was like 20 drills or whatever that didn't stick. I was just like, oh, brr. And but carried on, fixed it. And then I got to another patch. It's just like, I don't know what's happened, but it was just like patch. I didn't do that big a section, but it was just like completely. Do you know? I'll sort out the order later. Let's put that up there. So if I'd have known, I would, because I got a big pot of that glue that creates the same sort of tacky glue. It's not, so it stays sticky. Basically, it's board glue. And I could have just, if I'd known it was going to be so bad. 967. Let's get the pot for that before I go any further. What was it on? 967. There we go. If I'd have known it was going to be that bad, I would have just like pulled back the plastic and just like slapped it on. But I did not. So I think what I'll do is I'll do another, like an adjacent section, but just like a small bit, and I'll just see how it goes. Just see how it goes, and if it looks like it's going to be a pain in the backside, then I will just peel back the plastic and I'll just slap on the glue, and we'll re-glue it, re-stickify it, because it's uneven glue. It's very patchy, which is very annoying. More annoying than the DAC glue, which is saying something, because I'm not a fan of Diamond Art Club's cord glue. I have had more. I know it's bad luck, and it's not every canvas, but I have a lot of bad luck with their canvases. So, like at this point, more canvases I've had glue issues. I don't know how I got them all over there. They must have jumped out, maybe. I just threw them around. I've had more bad luck. Oh. No. None will escape. Is that the last? Right. Yeah. I've had more canvases that I've had problems with than not. 159. Why did I cut it open before I'd taken the lid off the pot? Can you fit? You can fit. I'm going to make you fit. Let's just get this sticking in the bag a bit. There we go. Not staticky, just clingy. Right, get in there. We're going to poke that in there. And it's going to be a very full pot, which is fine until the time where I open it and I've forgotten that it's so filled to the brim that you only have to look at it and like it's going to spill. Come on, you get out. Still one there. Come on. Is that all of them? Yeah. Snuggly buggly. Oh look, there's even a little bit of noise still. Don't know if you heard that. Right. I've had pots where you shake it and there's literally no sound because they're in so tight. 3727. 3727. That's a nice dusky pink. That, like that. So many pinks. I went for this one. I nearly went for Lilith. Dark Lilith, the Margaret Morales one that's on my 26 list. If you want to see the paintings that I've chosen for 26 to 26, there is a video. If I remember, I'll put it up in the corner at the end if you've missed that. But I also chose Dark Lilith by Margaret Morales. I've got 2 Margaret Morales. I'm doing Anafel as well, which I've already started. And then I thought, should I do Dark Lilith? Because it would fit in the 60 set. And then I thought, do you know what? All them dark colours, 778, 778. One would be better for maybe autumny, you know, that more of a vibe for like the darker nights as the nights draw in. But also, like, because I'd been in this little bit of a funk, like not in the mood for diamond painting, I thought, you know, let's just not tempt fate. I do like my sort of dark fantasy, but let's just go with something bright. That's why we've got all the pinks. Pink, 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 pink. We love a bit of pink. 3861. 3861. And that is going to make me, you know, hopefully, theoretically, cheer me up. And please, 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 Diamond Art Club Blue, don't give me a headache, because I need a win. I just need a positive experience, and then it'll get me back in the mood for doing a diamond painting. That's all I need. I just need a win. If it doesn't work, I'll have to do the, well, that's another tempting fate though, because it's still Diamond Art Club. I've got those mini dazzles. 318. So I could do them because they're the rainbow colour set, so they're also really bright. I might. They was like my not an emergency, but I deliberately left a little. Put some minis in. I put a couple of small, you know, choices in my 26 to 26, just so that I could have some easy wins. Should, you know, I want to say morale. It's not about morale. I'm not unhappy or anything like that. Just lose my enthusiasm for it. Right. 604. 604. I'm pretty sure I've got, at least, I can't remember which one. I'm pretty sure I've got one of these pinks. I've got, might be 602. I've got dust drills for 604. What was I doing that for? 604. I get the feeling this is going to be 2 pots. It's quite a fat bag. Let me get it out the corner. Let's go for it. But yeah, I feel like, because this has ABs, but I think, yeah, I knew there was going to be 2. This is before the days of fairy dust at Diamond Art Club. It's an old kit. Old kit, so it has no AB, no thingies charted. 604. And ABs are less than 150. Pot. It's fine. I was like, there's a little bit of a sticker there left over from the last time. Oh, and also the other reason why I put it in this one is because I decided to do it in this 60 set now. Is then I'm gonna get, I need to buy some more storage, and I'm gonna buy one of the big ones. I was gonna buy the, what is it, 240. What are you doing, Ken? Just because the bag is laying in the tray, though I can see it's full of static, so maybe my subconscious said put them in the tray. There you come. Did I get them all? I've one leap. Oh, a couple of leap. Right. I was going to get the 240, which is 3 layers of 80 drills. Wow, I had one on my t-shirt. Just leapt and stuck to the cloth. Go, 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 go. I mean, I can live with a couple of them being a bit staticky. It's when they're all staticky that it comes a headache. This little one doesn't want to go. Right. And somebody said, why don't you get the, what is it, for, what is it, for, can't remember, maybe 480, like the supersized one. I'm like, oh well, I could, but I've got nowhere to put it. You know, I live in a flat, and the storage space is not my strong point. And I do have some storage space like tucked up high on a shelf, but I don't want to be lifted because it's also quite going to be quite chunky. I don't want to be constantly having to lift that above my head. But I thought, you know, if I could find something else, if I can figure out the storage situation for the storage, how about that for a meta concept? He's not going either. Then I'll get the big one, and then that's what I'm going to use for my actual spare drill storage after I've finished it. But this one is a big canvas, and I don't want to put, because it'll take me forever to do. I don't want to put. I thought I put it in there, and the canvases that I'm more likely to finish quicker, that's what I'm going to put in the big storage. And then once I finish the canvases, I can take that big storage and use that for my spare drill storage, because the current system I have that I set up decided that I hate it, because of course I would, even though I spent ages setting it up and creating the labels and yeah, I've been working with it for like a year, and I'm just like, do you know what? No, I don't like this. I want it in pots like this. And then, you know, if there's overflow, then I can have some in bags then, in just like a single little box to the side, if I need like tons and tons. But chances are I'm not going to need tons and tons. Put that one there, put that one there, unless I'm actually doing a big project, like a spare drill project. Right, that's rubbish. That's rubbish. Get this one. Anyway, I'm wibbling, but that's why I'm using this in the smaller storage, 931. And then I'm not waiting for it to become available before I can do my spare storage. I'm thinking ahead. Everything I do, I have to think ahead, because I'm so slow. We have to do long-term plans in this house. I know myself well enough to know which things is going to bog me down and which things I'm going to whiz through. Right, 931. Rubbish. Right, let's stick that. Oh, get off. Oh, you would do that, right? So, it flew off and then it stuck to this. Do you know what? That's fine. That's going to go in the rubbish too. Right, let's do that next. 819. I think I'm going to probably need 2 pots for this. 819. Cut that off. See how many I can spill. We're not going to spill. Are we going to fit 1 pot? No, we're not going to fit 1 pot. It's close. Close, but no cigar. Put it on that. If I change my mind about all these spare pots, like not having much in, I can always put them in the baggie then. 819. Because I'm going to cheese some more storage from this. Like, maybe not this set, but all the sets that I have where I have spare pots left over. Because, you know, sometimes you use every pot in your set, but quite often you don't. And I am going to get all the spare pots from all the different sets, and we're going to do that. We're going to get enough to kit up something else. Oh, missed a pot. Never mind. So that's at least 1 set that I don't have to buy. Because I've still got, well, this is like 10th. After this, I've got 9 left to do, I think. I swear, in my last video, I thought I had 9 left to do. No, I have. Right, so I've got 9 left to do, but this is one of them. So after this, I've got 8 kits left to kit up. 605. One of them is the minis. I mean, at a pinch, I guess I could just work out the bags and just, you know, sit down and do it in 2 days sort of thing and just plough through. I'm not sure. I do like having to kit up though, the minis, and then I don't have to do it. I'm not a minis person. I found out what I'm doing, right, 605. It's not that I dislike the minis, but I just find that like part of my head says like it's a section. One mini is one section, and I could be doing a section like on my diamond painting instead. I think is what it is. And when I'm so slow, it feels like a sacrifice. So this is what I should have done before. Put the sticker on, then write the number on 605, even though it's a bit wonky because I've got nothing to lean my hand on when I write it. Was I going somewhere with that? Don't know. But yeah, I think I've still got some pill pot storage left. Maybe I'll kit up. Maybe I'll make that the next kitting up. We'll do the mini dazzles. We'll kit them up. And look, I still managed to. How did I smudge it? Apart from being an idiot. Right. I think I might do the mini dazzles, kit them up, and then that'll give me a win. But yeah, if I kit it up, then I can just do one. When I can't remember how many's in there. There's not many. I think there's 6, isn't there? The mini dazzles. But I don't want to sit down and do all 6 at once. Just that's not how I roll. So if I can do one, and I'll just aim to have, well, I say I haven't aimed to do them by the end of the summer. It's already the middle of August. Maybe if I can get them done before I go on holiday in September. Just with the same for that. Where's my pen? Right, 602. 2. And right, cut the edge off. Do you know what? Let's just cut the edge off of all 3 of those. You watch. I won't need another label now. Now I've committed to 3 of them. Get off my finger. Right. Yeah. Maybe I'll just aim to have them done before I go on vacation in September. That feels more doable. If I'm going to do like, yeah, this is full of static. That's why they're not coming out. Okay, let's cover that up so they, because I can feel they're going to jump. I can feel them hitting my fingers. Jumpy boys. Nope. No. Still in there. That's all right. 1 packet of proper static. I can live with that. We're near. Oh, we're not near the end. We're close-ish to the end. The end is in sight. So it's a very one more. Come on. I can see you. Nothing escapes. Look, they're over here. Any more jump? Yeah, one there. Any more? Any more? Any more? I think I've got them all. Right, now don't jump out of there. I'm just gonna put that over there. Give them a little pat. See if that helps. Helped a little bit. But we're still gonna have to get the scissors and shove them through the hole, as you do. Up. Come back. Just don't mess me about at the end. Come on. It's been going so well. Go. Get in there. They're fighting. They're living their best lives. But there's no escape. Look. He tried to escape. We got them all? Wow. That was a pain. Right, 602. Was that all of them? I think that was all of them. Right, stickers there. Get in there. Rubbish. 414. Hopefully that was a isolated. Right. What was it? 602? Is that pink? It is now. 414. Look, there's one here. Who's that? I do try and save my drawers if I think, but like it's a beige. It's just like I'm not sure if I care if it's a pink or if it's an AB or fairy dust. I should just give up on these. I'm just clearly in one of those just trying to pour it out too fast moods. It's also getting very hot in here. I have my veranda door, my balcony door open, like when it's hot, to go with the fan. I don't put the air conditioning on until at night, unless it's really bad. But it's a warm day today, but it's not crazy warm. So the aircon won't go on until tonight because it's too flipping expensive to have on all the time. Bottom line, 415. So we put it on at night times so we can sleep, because it's not so bad for me because I'm at home now. Well, I was always at home. I worked from home, so I've always had home office, so to speak. But my other half, he doesn't. He has to go out, and not only does he have to go out to work, he works outside for a lot of it. So in this hot weather, I really do feel for him. He comes home and it's just like it's so draining, isn't it? When you're hot and you're having to work and did that escape? Right. That he just comes home and it's just like he's exhausted. Poor thing. He perks himself up with a beer. 3743. 3743. So it's not all bad when he gets home. I kind of wait on him a bit in this weather, just so he can just get through the door and just decompress and cool down as fast as possible. Another one that doesn't fit. 3743. It's all right. We've still got plenty of pots though. 3743. Pot. But yeah, so I do feel for him in this heat. And like he does have like a place he can shelter at work, like, and they've got a fan and like a water cooler, and so like it's quite well looked after. But it's still outside. At the end of the day, he still has to work outside, and there's just no making that better. When you have to work outside, you have to work outside. Right, 603. 603. X marks the spot. Not doing bad, and then I'm gonna hopefully have enough pots left to add. Though they do come in pots, the sugar dust drills. So maybe I'll just pop the pot in the netting, the basket at the top of the case. We'll see. Or maybe I'll just make a note to pull that one out anytime I work, because this painting will probably be in this case for like a couple of years now, because I'm not that fast and it's big. So maybe I'll just put a note. Yeah, do that, because otherwise I'll just forget that I've got all these sugar dust drills, and I'll work on a different project in the meantime, and I'll be like, oh, I could have put some dust drills in there. Didn't I have some dust drills? And of course I won't remember where I've put them, because I never do. It's in a safe place, whereas this is in a big case. It sits on my shelf. I'm not going to forget they're there. 3326. 3326. Not many of them. There. Oh, where's that? Well, what do you know? It doesn't matter. Let's put that drill there before it falls off the table and sticks to my foot. Sorry, I had a hiccup there. I had no warning. You know, sometimes just I had a hiccup and it came from nowhere. Absolutely nowhere. Let's hope it was just a one-off. I do not like hiccups. I don't get them very often though, fortunately. Like I'll get the one or two maybe, but I've never had. I don't think I've had prolonged hiccups. 3841 since I was a kid. I'm pretty sure wasn't there a thing I remember as a kid, like there was somebody in the Guinness Book of Records who had like hiccups for 20 years or something weird like that, and I don't know why, but just like it really stuck with me. I think I was just terrified. Maybe there's a phobia there somewhere. Because I remember being worried that I was going to get hiccups and they would never go away. You know what it's like as a kid. Like you have these really weird fixations. There was another fixation I had of I've read about. Did I read? I must have read. It must have been on the news, something like that, about somebody who had, like a dressmaker's pin, and they got rushed to hospital because they lent. There was a dressmaker's pin on the table or something. I don't know how they did it, and they put their arm down, and like it kind of went in them, like in their elbow or something, where they didn't feel it. It was like in the sort of whatever, but it got inside their body, and so they got rushed to hospital because it like kind of got into like a vein, I guess. I don't know, but it was moving around. It's moving around. I mean, I assume this is true. You know what it's like when you're a kid as well. Like your imagination gets away with it. She probably just stabbed herself and got, I don't know, sepsis or something. Maybe it was that. But like my imagination had it like it was like, oh no, she's got the pin was just floating around her body, and so I had this fixation with that. And the other one, you hear about it again. I don't know if it's an urban myth, but you hear about these people that's just like they have trouble breathing. 3756. They have like trouble breathing or something, and then when the doctors look, there's like they've like swallowed the seed or something, inhaled the seed, and like there's a plant growing inside. I don't know. I do not know how much of it is true, but like the story goes around, doesn't it? Of like plants growing inside you. It was a tomato plant. And I think I don't know. I really had a thing about that sort of like weird things happening. I can't just get ill. It's got to be something weird. Right, 3756. 3756. Let me know. I don't know if I'd call that a phobia, but it's kind of a phobia, isn't it? Do you know what? I've completely just rubbed my hand across that. 3756. Let me know if you have any phobias. That is the question of the week. If you've got an emoji of it, like if you're scared of spiders or something, you can give me a spider emoji. Or if you're scared of flying, give me an aeroplane. Or you can just say. But let me know if you have some irrational fear or fixation, obsession. Oh, stick on there. I'm trying to stick it on without touching it. There we go. So I'm not sure which I would choose because I've just listed off 3. They're not phobias though. I don't obsess about it now, but I do remember at the time when I was a kid, like these weird like horror stories. 818. I suspect this is going to be 2 pots as well. 818. Now I must remember when I'm looking for my sugar dust drills, Diamond Art Club's dust drills use mica powder that's roughly the same colour as the base drill, whereas the ones that are like Sugar Dust and a lot of other companies, not all of them, but a lot of the other companies, their special drills, they use just like white mica dust, mica powder. So 818. So it does change just the tone of the drill sometimes a little bit. Like sometimes how like an AB will, like especially something like black AB, it is still black. Right, here comes the static. It couldn't let me finish on an easy one at the end. Now, did that just come out of there? It did, yes. Put that there. Alright, so we had 2 bags with proper static. I don't know why I just put it in the tray. I should have put it on the tumble dryer sheet from the start, shouldn't I? So let's just give it a little rub. Sound rude. Give it a little rub. I was going somewhere with something. Oh, but yeah, so it does change the tone. So I need to bear in mind, have a look what I've got, and I'll make a note. If I've got like 2 tones of a pink that are close together, then it doesn't, just because I've got Sugar Dust 604, say, I've also got sugar dust 605. Normal drills. What am I trying to say? Right. So I might have 604, but because of the dust makes it lighter, it might make it more like 605 than 604. Do you know what I'm saying? It makes sense in my head. So I just need to bear that in mind. So we're going to have a look at the end and check my options. Right. That go there. 818. Move that bit of rubbish there. Right. Is that trash? What was that? What was I just doing? 818. In there. Let's just have a look at these options. So move that over there, move that, move the scissors before I chop my finger off. Oh look, there's a drill. Whatever. Alright, so these are the dust drills that come from Forever Young. So you see, they're really big pots. They're also full of static. Look at that. But I do have some pinks. So we've definitely got 603. Let's see what we've got. And then we'll whittle it down. 208, no. 210, no. We do have 310. Let's just do that. 740, no. 796. What have we got? 796. No, we've got 7907, which is a green. No. 959, no. No. 437. No. 550, no. 963? No, we had 967. Is that similar? No. 37, no. 3805. 3805. 386. Right, we have 3861. No, that's different. Right, I think that's it actually. I think I've only got the 603. 603 and the 310. Let's just see. There wasn't much 310. So chances are. No, I'll show you what I mean about these sparkles. Right, I should move that out of the way because that causes a shadow, and then I'll get OCD about the shadow on the camera. Right, look at these. They're so pretty. You see how they shine? They almost like turn metallic. Is that a tab? It is a tab. Right, I'm going to get that. I can see a trash drill. Get the trash drill while I see it. They're almost like sort of metallic silver. But again, they would change, depending what they're on, that would change the tone of the painting quite a lot. So you still have to be quite cautious where you put 310 for the dust drills. But they're so pretty. Like I used it on Rudolph because he had on his nose, and that worked because his nose didn't need to be jet black, and I had it like he had a wet nose, like he's a dog, except he was a reindeer. Right, 603. Let's just have a look tonally. Right, not 603. This is more. I'm just going to open it up just in case it's the bottle change. No, it's not the bottle changing it. This is more pinky. Let's see, no, definitely not that dark. Try. I feel like if I was gonna change anything, it would be one of these. You can get one out. Just the one. Get off my finger. We've got one drill. It's a little bit pinkier, but I feel like that's closer in tone. It's quite hard because I didn't think to bring. There's those scissors. There's my scissors. I didn't bring some tweezers or anything. But I feel like that one is closer in tone. There you can see them there and there. So I think I might replace, even though it's Dust Drill 603, I might use it for 604. It feels like it's a better match in the circumstances. Oh, I just dropped the drill. Where did it go? There it is. Come on, get in there. Okay, so note to self, we will use, I'm going to put that there so I remember, and I will make the note off camera. I thought for a moment I just poured the drills in the wrong one. Right, so we're not going to use a 310. I'm going to put that away and that away. I'm going to use these. Right, let's put it with this one. And then I can just make the space. Move that, move that. Get all these in the thing, and I will sort out the order in a minute because nobody needs to see that. That does leave us with, and I've got 7 pots there. So I could pile it up, couldn't I? Just make a pot of this. Put 603 in this pot. I think I might do that. And then I've got 6 pots that I can use for extra storage. Anyway, where's that picture? There. Petals Fall 26 for 26 challenge. So I will be working on this picture like sooner rather than later. Just get that square done and it ticked off. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Appreciate a thumbs up on the way out the door, and I will see you all again very soon. Oh, and here's the link. If you've missed the 26 for 26, this is my selections. Bye for now. Bye.